Hey guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. My name is BlackOpsAmazing and today I am going to be talking about Hell as a DLC map. Possibly the last DLC we get for Black Ops 3 Zombies. As always, if you are excited for the video, don't forget to drop a like rating. It should be awesome. I want you to all just sit back, relax. Hopefully you had a good Christmas. And let's get straight into it. So if you take a look at Richtofen's notes, you will know by now that there are 4 different coordinates on here, taking us over to 4 different locations across the world. In fact, the coordinates at the top right hand corner take us over to our first DLC map, which will be Hoffenwerfen Castle or Der Eisendrachen. So we know that these coordinates will take us over, or should take us over, to our DLC locations. We also know that, I believe it is down the bottom left corner, these coordinates take us over to Wrocław in Poland, which is the location of the Reese or the Giant. So again, these coordinates do take us over to map locations for Black Ops 3. If we go over to the coordinates in the top left, those will take us over to Stalingrad. I have done a full video on how Stalingrad could be introduced into Black Ops 3 Zombies. If you are interested and haven't seen that already, I will link it down in the description for you guys. So that is up the top left. But then finally, down the bottom right corner, we haven't had a look at these coordinates yet, and actually they take us over to the Pacific Ocean. To be specific, 750 miles away from Hawaii, but actually this might mean that a level may be taking place in an underwater station or in a series of ships or something very, very similar, maybe nearby islands, something very similar to that, because they take us into the middle of nowhere. Now we know that the coordinates for Hoffenwerfen Castle or Der Eisendrache don't take us exactly to the castle. In fact, it's just about a mile away from the castle, so these coordinates could be maybe a mile away from an island, a ship, or something like that. So what if Atlantis was part of that underwater station in the middle of the Pacific Ocean? They could actually add Atlantis into the game, something that a lot of people have been wanted into the Zombies game for a long time, and it really would work with how the zombie storyline is going so far. So Atlantis would be amazing, but that's not what I'm talking about in this video. Today I am going to be talking about Hell as DLC 4. So we've got the first map pack, which we know is Der Eisendrache. DLC 2 or 3 could be the Pacific Ocean. We obviously have Stalingrad as well. We don't really know in what order these will be coming, but for the final DLC or somewhere along the lines, we may just have a zombies map based in Hell or the Underworld or something very, very similar regarding the devil and all stuff like that. You could say the devil also relates to Mob of the Dead, which we've seen previously when the zombies had red eyes, but talking more about that in just a second. And also with ciphers that we've had recently in Shadows of Evil. Ciphers that really don't make too much sense right now. For example, the one that says, although they have discovered the way, Primus will fail. We know Primus is the first original 4 characters. Saying they will fail and also saying they must not die kind of makes us think of death. Also, Nikolai has been talking a lot about death in his Nikolai's Memories teaser trailer. We have a load of hints towards death, which again could be pointing to Hell. Now, someone actually wrote this just to see what would happen. They triangulated the coordinates to see what was in the center of all of these locations. He wanted to do this because the Pacific Ocean level was placed in a very unusual spot, and it seems like Treyarch was actually trying to center these locations around a certain spot. So if you don't know what I mean, you get 3 of these coordinates, you join them up by lines and look in the center of the triangle, which will give you a very unusual location. Interestingly, the coordinates are actually about 100 miles south of a gas field called the Door to Hell. Now 100 miles might sound like a lot, but it's actually less than 3 degrees difference, and we do know that these coordinates don't take us exactly over to the location of where the areas are. For example, the first DLC map location doesn't take us exactly to Der Eisendrache or Hoffenwerfen Castle, so they are a tiny bit off. So like I said, these coordinates, when triangulated, take us over to a location that is 100 miles or just less than 3 degrees off a gas field called the Door to Hell. So what if in DLC 4, whichever map it actually turns out to be, we actually have to teleport over to this Door to Hell, and the only way to get in, the only way to access this area is for the characters to sacrifice themselves, which will conclude the zombie story. We know that Richtofen wants them all to kill themselves. What if they need to do this inside of the Door to Hell to complete this Easter egg and just finish this zombie storyline? I think it would be cool. It would be an awesome thing for Treyarch to actually do. And it could work like maybe Argotha did in Origins. We teleport there through maybe the Rift, which is playing a massive part in Black Ops 3 Zombies right now. We teleport to there through the Rift, maybe just the teleporter. We're not too sure yet. We go there, and this is where we will do steps of the Easter egg inside of this Door to Hell. What if the actual map is based in hell. So here's an awesome idea to think about. What if when we get to explore the insides of hell, we fight the endless hordes of the undead or zombies? It would make a lot of sense for them to actually be down there. Maybe the final boss will be Satan or the devil, who we know is controlling the mob of the dead zombies, and possibly Origins, since we know Samantha wasn't even born within that timeline. Plus, when Samantha was actually being removed from the pyramid on Moon, she actually screamed, "Something far more terrible lies here." We know about the Shadow Man. The Shadow Man is this evil person who was trying to take the artifact, take the summoning key, the most powerful artifact in the world. We know about the Cthulhu mythos and all of these gods that would belong in hell. All of these could finally come together, all of the evils, which would be a massive conclusion in the ending for our zombies storyline. Maybe when Samantha was shouting "something far more terrible lies here than you," maybe she was talking about Satan or the devil, the real master of the zombies. It may seem a little over the top to some of you guys, but this is Treyarch. We have already been to Argotha, we've been to the moon. Really, we can do anything with this zombie storyline. We have Origins, robots. This really could be something that Treyarch could do. Now, so that's a possible idea to behind the map and what it could actually be like and how we could get there and why Treyarch might actually be putting this in here. But what evidence do we have? Well, we have so many quotes and just information and stuff linking to hell within Black Ops 3. For example, Mob of the Dead was in hell. We have Satan, the controller of the zombies. We have the Hellhound, or should I say the three-headed dog, which was called Cerberus, I think. That actually patrols hell and walks around hell. We have the Hell's Retriever, the Hell's Redeemer. That map is related to hell. Ascent from Darkness we have is a massive quote within Black Ops 3 Zombies. Like I said, in Shadows of Evil, we have all of these different ciphers. One of them is premise will actually fail, which means the original 4 characters will fail. We know Richtofen wants them to actually kill themselves, which, because they have been bad characters, they have all done something bad, which could relate or mean when they die, they will be going to hell. We have the original 4 characters still stuck on the moon. No one knows what's happened to those original 4 characters on the moon because we haven't carried on with their storyline. For all we know, they could be dead, which means they could end up in hell, and therefore we go to a hell map for the last DLC. I really actually hope we go back to our original 4 characters, but in their older forms. I'd like to see us carry on from Moon, maybe going to hell from there. And then, since we're playing the Giant right now, also the Hellhounds. The name Hell is in their name. There are so many quotes and so much information that I can actually talk about relating to hell within Black Ops 3 Zombies. In fact, there's so much more than I have actually mentioned there. Tell me what you think about this down in the comment section below. Are we going to hell for at least one of the Black Ops 3 Zombies maps? I think it will be the last one, but it really could be maybe the third one, the second one. We really don't know yet, but I think hell will be an option for a zombies map. Let me know what you think about this down in the comment section below. How do you think it's going to play out? There are so many more ideas I want to talk about, but they all just, string on from each other. So I'm going to end it here, guys. Thank you all very much for watching. Hopefully you have enjoyed the video. If you have, drop a like rating. That'd be greatly appreciated. Let's get this idea out to everyone and see what people think. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Where would you go if you could have one place for a zombies map? Let me know in the comment section below, guys. Subscribe to my channel if you are new. I've been BlackOpsAmazing, and I will see you in another video. Hopefully you enjoyed, and goodbye.